Guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. As we begin this afternoon ceremony, we shall have the entry of colors. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine National Anthem. As we implore the presence and guidance of the Divine Providence, may we call on Colonel Roy Elongao, Army Chief Chaplain, to lead the invocation.
Manalangin tayo. Pinupuri ka namin at pinasasalamatan, O Panginoong Diyos, sa aming kaisahan at pagdiriwang ngayon sa matagumpay na pagtatapos ng Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class 58 of 2023. Maraming salamat din, Panginoon, sa karangalan at dagdag kagalakan at inspirasyon na dulot ng presensya ng kagalang-galang na Pangulo ng aming bansa, Presidente Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. bilang guests of honor and speaker sa okasyong ito. Ganon din na nagagalak kaming nagpapasalamat, Panginoon, sa biyaya ng pagkatao nitong mga bagong opisyales sa aming hanay sa hukbong katihan. Kaisa nila at ng kanilang mga mahal sa buhay, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa iyong pagtaguyod at paglingap sa kanila sa panahon ng kanilang pag-aaral at pagsasanay. Patuloy mo po silang pagpalain upang magiting at marangal nilang matugunan ang iyong pagtawag sa kanila sa buhay paglilingkod bilang kawal. Patuloy mo rin pong pagpalain ang Training and Doctrine Command at Officer Candidate School ng aming hukbong katihan upang patuloy nilang matagumpay na magampanan ang kanilang marangal na katungkulan sa paghubog at paggabay sa mga nagsasanay. At pagpalain mo rin po kaming lahat na narito at pagbuklo rin sa pagsulong bilang isang lahi para sa lalong ikabubuti at ikapapayapa ng aming inang bayan sa pangunguna ng aming mahal na Pangulo at sa lalong ikapagkakapuri ng iyong kadakilaan, O Panginoon. Dalisayin mo po ang aming pagkatao upang mamuhay na malugod sa iyong harapan at patuloy na kupkupin sa iyong pangangalaga upang malayo sa anumang kapahamakan, sampo ng aming mga mahal sa buhay. Papuri sa iyo, O Panginoong Diyos, ngayon at magpakailanman. Amen.
Please be seated. To formally start with the program, we would like to call on the Commanding General, Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Romis Browner Jr. for his welcome remarks.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Maayong hapon. Naimbag nga malamyo amin to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. It is my honor to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class 58-2023 of the Officer Candidate School, Training and Doctrine Command of the Philippine Army. The OCS is privileged to have as our guest of honor, for the very first time in its history, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Palakpakan po natin ang ating Pangulo. Sir, on behalf of the 110,000-strong servant soldiers of the Philippine Army, we express our deepest gratitude to you for accepting our invitation to this historic occasion. In fact, this is also the very first time that an OCC graduation is being held here at the headquarters of the Philippine Army. We also extend a warm welcome to the Secretary of National Defense, the Honorable Gilberto Chidoro Jr., the Special Assistant to the President, the Honorable Antonio Lagdameo Jr., General Andres C. Centino, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and to everyone who are present here today. This is an extraordinary occasion for our graduates, particularly the top 10 graduates who were educated in various educational institutions prior to their joining the OCS. And may I mention these educational institutions, and may I request the president or the representatives of the schools to kindly stand up to be recognized. Let me start with the Urdaneta City University. San Sebastian College, Recoletos, Manila. Joji Ilagan International School. Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, South La Union Campus. Mindanao State University, Naawan Campus in Misamis Oriental. Technological Institute of the Philippines. Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Santa Mesa. The University of Cebu. And the Quezon City Polytechnic University. Today marks a new chapter for the 106 members of the OCC Gaigmat Class 58-2023 as they become second lieutenants in the Philippine Army. They are entrusted with a pivotal role and immense responsibility of serving as servant leaders, answering the call to uphold the noble profession of arms. Just like our OCC graduating class, our very own president underwent rigorous military training at a young age when he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Philippine Constabulary in 1979. He undertook training programs such as the Marine Basic Officer Course, Jungle Warfare Mountain Operation Course, Special Forces Operation Course, and the Scout Ranger Course. Our president, like you, values military training, which strengthened his sense of patriotism from an early age. Our new officers will be joining the Philippine Army at a most auspicious time when our President and Commander-in-Chief emphasizes the importance of protecting the integrity of our territory. Thus, these officers will be playing an important role in our nation's future. We express our deepest appreciation to the Training and Doctrine Command Philippine Army under the leadership of Major General Luis Rex D. Bergante and to Pangkat Tradoc, who honed the Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class of 58. And to the proud parents of our officer candidates, this day is especially for you as well. Salamat po sa pagmamahal at sa mga sakripisyo ninyo para sa inyong mga anak. Palakpakan po natin ang ating mga magulang. To the servant leaders from OCC Class 58, may you continue to live by the spirit of Gaigmat, which translates to Gabay na Iginawad ang sarili bilang makabayang tinatangi. Core standards that define the why, the how, and the what of your service. The Philippine Army is ready to support you and guide you. Congratulations to all of you. Once again, to His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., Sir, our wholehearted gratitude to you for gracing this momentous occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, I formally welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of the Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class 58-2023. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you to the Commanding General, Philippine Army, for the warm welcome. For now, may we invite you to focus your attention on the screens as we take a glimpse on the history of the Officer Candidate School, the reason for recruitment, and the journey of OCC Class 58-2023 through an audio-visual presentation.
The Officer Candidate School traces its humble beginning with the creation of the Reserve Officer Service School to provide officers for the Reserve Force of the Army of the Philippines from 1935 to 1937. Located at Camp Henry T. Allen in Baguio City, after the graduation of the Reserve Officer Service School Class 01 in 1936. In 2000, the Philippine Army Officer Candidate School was activated and placed under the Training and Doctrine Command. 5 years later, the PAOCS was relocated to its current home at Camp O'Donnell in the historic town of Capas, Tarlac. Today, Philippine Army Officer Candidate School graduates have continued the finest traditions of leadership excellence and heroism that the pioneers started during the challenging times for the Republic of the Philippines.
The rapid technological evolution, socioeconomic climate, and environmental demands have pushed the armed forces of the Philippines to revolutionize its approach to nation building. One of the Philippine Army's responses is to further professionalize its ranks by putting the right person in the right job. It begins with the frontline leadership of Philippine Army officers. Only bachelor degree holders may undergo a strict application process to become an Army officer. Once qualified, they now enter one of the premier training institutions of the Philippine Army, the Officer Candidate School. The rigorous and holistic training in the Officer Candidate School aims to improve one's character, discipline, leadership, teamwork, strength, honor, and patriotism. The Philippine Army Officer Candidate Course Class 58-2023, Gaigmat, is the latest of the long line of professionals produced by the Officer and Candidate School. Diversity is evident with 43 officer candidates from Luzon, 30 from Visayas, and 33 from Mindanao. The 106 members of the class are composed of graduates of agriculture, arts and literature, computer and information technology, business administration, finance and accountancy, criminology, tourism, education, and aviation. Noteworthy is OCC 58's engineers. There are 5 former enlisted personnel, 6 licensed criminologists, 15 licensed teachers, and 12 other professionals. Throughout OCC 58's training, they went through the dumb guard phase, incorporation, recognition, field training exercises, inspection, drills and ceremonies, and other character and leadership development activities before qualifying for graduation. Each officer candidate is set to be deployed in the AFP occupational specialty most relevant to his or her qualifications. As officers, they will lead the Philippine Army in its quest to be world-class, multi-mission ready, and cross-domain capable. On this day, the OCC Gaigmat Class 58-2023 has crossed the pillars of the Officer Candidate School.
These 106 graduates of OCC Class Gaigmat 58-2023 are now ready to continue the Officer Candidate School's legacy of heroism.
From here, the graduates will be presented by Colonel Harold M. Cabunok, the Commandant of the Officer Candidate School. Major General Luis Rex Di Bergante, Commander of the Training and Doctrine Command, Philippine Army, will receive the report and subsequently declare the graduates.
Sir, as the Commander of the Officer Candidate School, I have the honor to present to you 106 students of the Officer Candidate Course, Class 58-2023. Who have satisfied the requirements of the course. Recommend that they be declared graduates effective this date.
By the authority vested in me as the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command, Philippine Army, I hereby declare the 106 officer candidates of the Officer Candidate Course Class 58-2023 Gaigmat graduates effective this date. Congratulations.
Once again, the graduates. Please be seated. We will now proceed with the distribution of certificates and the recognition of the graduating officer candidates. May we request His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the Commander-in-Chief, to proceed at the center stage for the presentation of the awards and certificates for the Officer Candidate Course, Gaigmat Class 58-2023. The President will be assisted by the stage party. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jhun Lyndon C. Zamora, Urdaneta City, Pangasinan. He will be awarded the Presidential Saber for graduating number 1 with a general average of 90.70%. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mary Angeli L. Yap, Tacorong City, Sultan Kudarat. She will receive the Secretary of National Defense Saber for graduating number 2 with a general average of 90.25%. Likewise, she will receive the Chief of Staff TRADOC Award for Physical Proficiency for having obtained the highest rating in physical education among the female students. Probationary Second Lieutenant Francis Ian O. Santiago, Tacorong City, Sultan Kudarat. The Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines Saber will be awarded for graduating number 3 with a general average of 90.24%. Probationary Second Lieutenant Danilo D. Cacanando Jr., Pugo, La Union. He will be awarded the Commanding General Philippine Army Saber for graduating number 4 with a general average of 90.18%. Likewise, He will receive the Chief of Staff Tradeoak Award for physical proficiency for having obtained the highest rating in physical education among the male students. Probationary Second Lieutenant Lin R. Requina, Manticao, Misamis Oriental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Remuel B. Agpawan, Mancayan, Benguet. Probationary Second Lieutenant Princess Malak B. Akmal, Silang, Cavite. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jeremy P. Palugod, Western Bikutan, Taguig City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mariel M. Fulache, Tinago, Cebu City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mark Dwight G. Solayaw, Novaliches, Quezon City. He will be awarded the Commander Tradeoak Leadership Saber as the Brigade Commander of the Officer Candidate Corps.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Odelon V. Olpindo, Maria Aurora, Aurora. Probationary Second Lieutenant Edison Jade S. Cuenca, Abukay, Bataan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Maruchin Kate T. Batausa, Bualbual, Cebu. Probationary Second Lieutenant Christ John Alo C. Baliwag, San Jose, Batangas. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ray Excel C. Henardino, Don Salvador Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Hartwell L. Hukal, Kabangkalan City, Negros Occidental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Anthony John V. Ilagison, Bacolod City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Emmanuel Jairik P. Subong, Balay-Balay City, Bukidnon. Probationary Second Lieutenant Marben Mariano, Isabel City, Basilan.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Hermie Jane A. Macalisang, Lumbia District, Pagadian City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Aya Pili Dasan, Isulan Sultan Kudarat. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mike Angelo P. Tabangin, Baguio City, Benguet. Probationary Second Lieutenant Gunther P. Rosima, San Remigio, Cebu. Probationary Second Lieutenant Manuel S. Pareña III, Borongan City, Eastern Samar. Probationary Second Lieutenant Christian Garil L. Lumagbas, Salvacion, Ormoc City, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Christian D. Bucali, Tacloban City, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mariel Andrea S. Marcos, Tarlac. Probationary Second Lieutenant Emerlyn B. Derota, Pasay City. Probationary Second Lieutenant JVB Gakula, Quirino, Ilocos Sur.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Leopoldo N. Moises, Cuyapo, Nueva Ecija. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jorik H. Cero, Bobon, Northern Samar. Probationary Second Lieutenant Stephanie L. Dacles, Mlang, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Julius Geno S. Lakay, Taytay, Rizal. Probationary Second Lieutenant Giselle S. Magat, Haro, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Dwayne Greg R. Pascua, Tuaw, Cagayan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Alexander T. Batara, Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Danel Dominic S. Espejo, Mlang, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant James Lester L. Castro, San Carlos City, Pangasinan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mark Marvin A. Roa, Buog, Zamboanga, Sibugay.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Carloyd M. Tejada, Pinagsama, Taguig City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Angelo P. Martin, Kapasigan, Pasig City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Zaira May A. Ramos, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Probationary Second Lieutenant Butch D. Balbuena Jr., Parañaque. Probationary Second Lieutenant Julius E. Dagala, Talibon, Bohol. Probationary Second Lieutenant Donald James A. Donadillo, Apas, Cebu City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Michael Brian B. Salceda, Parañaque City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ronel Arcedo, Tagkawayan, Quezon. Probationary Second Lieutenant John Emmanuel C. Lisi, Buhangin, Davao City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mary Evangeline Ardoronio, Rojas City, Capiz.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Roland A. Benitez, Dawin, Negros Oriental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Benjamin P. Bagat Jr., Luna, Apayao. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ronald M. Domingo, Pidig, Ilocos Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Renato M. Cagadas II, Bagong Silang, Caloocan City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Elser O. Estrada, Trinidad, Benguet. Probationary Second Lieutenant Reynante B. Betco, Kandihay, Bohol. Probationary Second Lieutenant Roger Jaime B. Ramos, Moises Padilla, Negros Occidental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Kester Timothy I. Teofilo, Corondadal City, South Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Job Val F. Pago, Mandaluyong City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Dan Henty Ford A. Sevilla, Tagum City, Davao del Norte.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Maria Jeffrance S. Fernandez, Sampaloc, Tanay, Rizal. Probationary Second Lieutenant Christine L. Amparo, Calape, Bohol. Probationary Second Lieutenant Bernie N. Abinido, Naga, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Probationary Second Lieutenant Rory May A. Babon, Catbalogan City, Samar. Probationary Second Lieutenant Michael I. Ortega, Carmen, Davao del Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Lou Raven S. Cabading, Camarin, Caloocan City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Clarita Nessa C. Caspe, Tacloban City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Gerald N. Luba, Dumalinaw, Zamboanga del Sur. Probationary Second Lieutenant Mark Christian P. Quijano, Palayan City, Nueva Ecija. Probationary Second Lieutenant Larry Christian C. Murao II, Fort del Pilar, Baguio City.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Benji C. Echin, Isabela City, Basilan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Aldwin Jason J. Gajardo, Pasukin, Ilocos Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Franz Janil A. Selvela, Santa Barbara, Iloilo. Probationary Second Lieutenant Clarice P. Villaran, Pulupandan, Negros Occidental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ken Riggs S. Ostil, Bulinaw, Pangasinan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ariel Vincent T. Matodio, New Corellia, Davao del Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Neil Bruce B. Isurena, Pandan, Catanduanes. Probationary Second Lieutenant Eliezer Javier S. Toledo, Hagonoy, Taguig City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ricky T. Banzuela Jr., Santo Domingo, Albay. Probationary Second Lieutenant Aljon F. Balayanan, Upi, Maguindanao.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Jeffrey L. Sabio, Mlang, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Gabriel Godly S. Herio, Paracale, Camarines Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ramir D. De Leon, Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Gerald P. Policarpio, Palo, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ernie James T. Dagno, Banga, South Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jason S. Cahilig, Matalam, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jericho A. Vidamo, Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jhun Ron Luisi Donaire, Burawen, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Peter Jonas D. Flores, Rojas City, Capiz. Probationary Second Lieutenant Charles Kent D. Villaver, Santiago, Iligan City.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Jules Vince L. Alterado, Cebu City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ted Paul D. Descarga, Sorsogon City. Probationary Second Lieutenant Ivy E. Garate, Midsayap, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Isa Joy G. Diaz, San Miguel, Bulacan. Probationary Second Lieutenant Renz Christian O. Liorna, Calbayog City, Samar. Probationary Second Lieutenant Rich Von V. Escander, Mlang, North Cotabato. Probationary Second Lieutenant Domingo M. Macapagal, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Probationary Second Lieutenant Chester John D. Galvez, Tacloban City, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Fione Paulo C. Penaso, Butuan City, Agusan del Norte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Joshua C. Eliezo, Malaybalay City, Bukidnon.
Probationary Second Lieutenant Mark Kenneth H. Rodriguez, West Trembo, Macari City. Probationary Second Lieutenant John Michael Arpanes, Bagumbayan, Sultan, Kudarat. Probationary Second Lieutenant Joseph Jesse G. Akla, Buog, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Probationary Second Lieutenant Patricia Ann A. Dakut, Tacloban City, Leyte. Probationary Second Lieutenant Jericho Carlo T. Gaurano, Quezon City. And Probationary Second Lieutenant Nico M. Susano, Caloocan City. Thank you very much to His Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the graduates and awardees. You may now be seated, sirs. The graduates are requested to stand as we move on with your induction as members of the AFP Officer Candidate School Alumni Association Incorporated. May we have on stage the chairperson of the Alumni Association, Brigadier General Vincent B. Incognito, Philippine Air Force, to administer the oath-taking.
Can you raise your right hand? I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my knowledge and ability the duties and obligations as member of the Officer Candidate School Alumni Association Incorporated. That I will uphold its Constitution, support its bylaws, as well as the rules and regulations promulgated thereof. To all these, I do most solemnly swear, with a steady purpose to perform the same, without mental reservation. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you to the chairperson of the AFP OCS Alumni Association. Please be seated. Let us now hear the valedictory address of Probationary Second Lieutenant Jhun Lyndon C. Zamora, Class Valedictorian.
To our Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., sir. And to all distinguished guests, officers, NCOs, families, friends, loved ones, and especially to my classmates, the OCC Class 58 Gaigmat, na imbagal daw kada kayo amin. First and foremost, I would like to thank to our Creator, the Almighty God, for keeping us all safe and blessed for today's activity. It is my great honor to speak in front of you in this special event. Bago ko simulan ang aking talumpati, ako'y may kaunting pakiusap lamang sa aking mga classmate na lumingon kayo sa inyong likuran at bigkasin ang katagang salamat. To my family, especially to my parents who are present today, Ma, Pa, salamat. Salamat sa walang sawang pagsuporta mula pagkabata hanggang sa kami ay makapagtapos ng kolehiyo. Sa aking pag-apply hanggang sa makapasok at ngayon ay magtatapos bilang officer candidate ng Officer Candidate School at magiging isang magiting na tenyente. Salamat dahil mas pinili ninyo na magtrabaho sa malayong lugar upang matustusan ang aming pag-aaral. Ngayon naman mga Bok, tapikin ang inyong mga katabi at sabihin, Bok, proud ako sa iyo, Bok. Given the privilege to speak before you, let me share my story. I graduated Bachelor of Science in Criminology at Urdaneta City University on June 2019. I am also a graduate of the Reserve Officer Training Course at Pangasinan State University, Urdaneta Unit. Also, a graduate of Probationary Officer Training Course at Reserve Command, Philippine Army, which gave me an upper edge to pursue my career in the Philippine Army. I passed the criminologist licensure examination on 08 January 2020. While waiting for the result, I worked as a butcher and crew in a Korean restaurant to save money and support my application in the Philippine Army. However, my salary is not enough to sustain my needs. Hence, I work as a watchman in a construction site in NGCP at San Manuel, Pangasinan. During those days, my parents advised me to apply in the Philippine National Police. But unfortunately, I was not admitted. However, I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that God has a better plan for me. So it became my motivation that better things will soon be coming. Sabi nga nila, if one door closes, another door will open. On June 2021, the Army started accepting application for Probationary Officer Training Course. So I immediately prepared the requirements of myself. Luckily, I passed the phases of recruitment and became a member of POTC Masidlawin, Class 62-2022. After hurdling the 4 months of rigid training, I knew that I am ready for new challenges to become future leader in the Philippine Army. True enough that applying for the officership has been a challenging yet worthwhile experience. Most of my classmates were civilians before entering the officer candidate school, knowing that efforts needed to transform the civilian life into a disciplined military life. I observed the eagerness of my classmates during our damguardship. Just by waking up early in the morning for our morning calisthenics, eating together doing a bridge position in what we call mess hell, while being surrounded by the seniors, scrutinizing eyes of our seniors and making us do the SOPs, and undergoing strenuous physical exercises after each mess. All of it was never easy. But those experiences have molded us to be the best leaders of the Philippine Army. After almost a year of rigid training, I believe that Gaigmat is now ready to render service in our country. We are a set of leaders who are equipped with knowledge and skills and are capable of leading our subordinates. To my BOC classmates, the OCC Class 58, my brothers and sisters by heart, congratulations sa ating lahat sa ating pagtatapos bilang officer candidates. Ako ay taos-pusong nagpapasalamat sa ilang buwang pagsasama natin sa hirap, saya, kalokohan, kamaruan, at kamalasan. Marami na tayong pinagdaanan. Gawin natin itong pundasyon sa ating hinaharap. Ipakita natin ang ehemplo ng tunay na makabayan at serbisyo para sa sambayanang Pilipino. And lastly, on behalf of the Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class 58-2023, we would like to express our greatest appreciation and gratitude to all officers and NCOs and other personnel headed by Colonel Cabunok. Sir, We would not be able to come this far without your guidance and support to our Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Sir. Sir, rest assured that we will render service excellence and remain loyal to our country. Again, to everyone present today, agyamanak kinembag nga aldaw kinya tayo amin.
Thank you to the class valedictorian, Probationary Second Lieutenant Jhun C. Zamora. May we now call on Secretary Gilberto C. Chodoro Jr., Secretary, Department of National Defense, for the introduction of our guest of honor and speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of our Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much to our D&D Secretary Gilbert Chodoro Jr. Please take your seat. The Special Assistant to the President, Secretary Anton Lagdameo, the Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff, General Andy Centino, Philippine Army Commanding General, Lieutenant General Romeo Browner Jr., the Philippine Army Officer Candidate Course graduating class 58-2023, and of course, just as important, their proud parents who have joined us here this afternoon, my fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am one with the entire Filipino people as I congratulate the graduates of the Philippine Army Officer Candidate Course Gaigmat Class 58-2023. This occasion signifies the culmination of your hard work, your dedication, your sacrifice, and overcoming the challenges of becoming an Army officer. While this graduation ceremony marks the end of this chapter in your training, your journey does not end here. An even bigger challenge awaits you as you start to assume leadership roles in our Army. This is aptly captured in your class name, Gaigmat, a word that means being watchful of everything at all times, which underscores the vigilance required given our complex and evolving security environment. Indeed, as members of the Gaigmat class, you are called to become sentinels of the nation's army and symbols of illumination who will serve as guides and exemplars of excellence amongst our troops. As you step into the ranks of commissioned officers of the Philippine Army, remember, leadership does not emanate from titles or positions alone. More importantly, leadership stems from being able to demonstrate initiative, flexibility amidst uncertainty, to show resilience and tenacity under pressure, to instill amongst yourselves and others hope, courage, and unity, even in the most difficult of circumstances. The rigid nature of your training has forged you into formidable warriors, embodying the core principles of honor, integrity, and service, while continuing to show resilience and adaptability, rousing greatness in all who follow you. As you ascend to the ranks of second lieutenants of the Philippine Army, hold firm to the ideals that have led you to this pivotal moment. Lead by example, command with respect, execute with excellence as you confront the challenges ahead. Let patriotism permeate every fiber of your being, empowering you to navigate the complexities of the field with heightened awareness and true mastery of your craft. Be assured, the government's dedication to your advancement and welfare goes beyond providing modern equipment alone. We continue to prioritize retooling and retraining to arm you with intellectual fortitude, with tactical prowess, and strategic acumen to thrive on the modern battlefield. I invite you to join me and this administration in building a better, safer, and more secure nation for all Filipinos in the years to come. Congratulations once again to all the graduates on this exceptional achievement that we commemorate today. Manalig tayo at patuloy na mangarap, Gaigmat. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, in grateful appreciation to our guest of honor and speaker, the Commanding General will be presenting the Capiz plaque as memento to His Excellency. Well, the plaque signifies the importance of the presence of His Excellency on this momentous occasion. Please remain standing for the singing of the OCS hymn. As we wind up today's ceremony, we shall have the exit of colors. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the graduation ceremony of the Officer Candidate Course, Gaigmat Class 58-2023. To all our graduates, congratulations. Well, at this point, may we request the President to kindly grant us a group photo. The President will be joined by the stage party. Once again, thank you very much to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Please remain in your seats until the President has left the hall.